Hello, welcome to the Eagle 6 Airsoft video. Today we are going to be demonstrating the TM PSG1. Yeah, look at this bad boy. It's huge. It's huge. So this one has, I'm gonna put that down, sorry. So this one has, yeah, it's been fun and games. Obviously we're just sort of still dialing our packages for these, but we've gone over the list and I'll just cover the stuff that we've installed. We've got the Garda spring guide. We've got a Jefftron Leviathon Mosfet system in there, so the ETU. We've got custom sort of switches in there for the Leviathan and a new sort of 3D printed contact switch unit for it, so that it made it easier to put the switches in there. Although, like I said, I'm still fine tuning that. So we're getting there on that being a separate part on the website. We've got a PSG1 barrel, 550 millimeters. We've got I think 550, 650. 650, might be 650. It's got RHOP patch in there, and just sort of a new modified arm on there, so just obviously put the pressure down on it, for the RHOP. We've got the Garda cylinder set. We've got a Laylax spring, 135 millimeter. That's sorry, 135 MS 135. Clearly, at the end of the day, it's just a normal AEG spring. I've measured the differences between the two there. It just doesn't need PSG1 springs in there, but obviously if you want to try and fit the PSG1s and work out what they are, then go for it. Like I say, the AEG ones are working just fine for me. We've got the Action Army motor in there, 35k. So obviously a nice quality motor. Obviously that's modified for medium length, so obviously a bit of work there to make that happen. And 6mm Prometheus bearings in there. So they're the parts. Obviously when you fit the Garda cylinder set, you'll need to modify the cylinder head and gearbox case and tappet plate in order so that when the gearbox case is closed, that you get a smooth movement of the tappet plate. If you do not do those modifications, you cause damage to your tappet plate. So that needs to be done when installing the Garda set. I'd love to say it's a drop-in, or give you a list of other options to buy other than that, those parts that don't fit. But truth is, there's not exactly a huge selection of parts for Garda for the PSG1 still left, so we are left with making them work. Yeah, so do those modifications to the Garda parts, otherwise you will kill the tappet plate. Also piston. Piston requires the last tooth and the first tooth modifying, shortening in height. If you put them in there and then just try and move the piston backwards and forwards, it'll grab the gear and pull it, so those are way too long, and that's going to cause premature failure of your piston and or sector gear. So don't do those modifications at your risk. And then obviously the motor itself needs modifying for medium length, and that pretty much goes over all the custom mods in order to fit those parts. And then obviously separately we had that whole work that we did obviously on getting the Jefftron Leviathan in there and sensing the correct operation of obviously the sector gear and the trigger. Yep. So but yeah, they're all in there now, and just obviously sort of demonstrate the gun working. When you connect the battery up, you'll need to just fire one shot to pre-cock it, and then you do another shot to basically get the sensor working on it. And after that, it will be single shot going forward. So remember, when you connect the battery, just do a couple of shots just to clear that and get it all prepped. Other than that though, there's no sort of other eccentricities about it, shall we say it. Then just shoots and it goes fine after that. So we've got it shooting at 272 FPS on 4.3 ammo, which is around about equivalent of 400 FPS kind of dual area. So yes, not as high as some, but to be honest, I'm leaning towards building a lot of PSG1s around that until we can get stronger gears available from some aftermarket company. If anyone's listening, feel free to make some gears for this. But like I say, until we've got sort of stronger gears available, yeah, the 500 FPS spring was causing some wear on it. So yeah, I would probably recommend maybe not going that strong on these PSG1 guns until you can get stronger gears. But otherwise, yeah, it's been going all right. And gears are obviously on our long list of things to do for these guns. For obviously the list of parts we need for all TM guns is just never ending. Yeah, it's on our to-do list, I guess. So yeah, we'll just demonstrate it working. Obviously quite small mags on these things. Oh, it's so big. I think the G3 mags might fit. If you wanted obviously more rounds. There you go. So all tested, working. Obviously it's ready to now go out and back to you. Obviously any problems, feel free to bring it back in. We're obviously here to support the guns going forward. Obviously long term, we're not planning on stocking a huge amount of these guns. We're probably going to be getting like maybe one a delivery. So obviously if people want that one, then obviously we can sort you out with a PSG1 build, but we just don't need to stock these en masse, and they'll never have that big sell through or the big support. But they are cool. I still think they're relevant. I still think they're cool. And obviously there's still not many replicas out there that do obviously a PSG1 electric. So yeah, it's still a very cool gun. Like I say, it still feels very solid. I don't feel it's especially creaky or anything like that. It's even though obviously it's mostly plastic construction. Obviously these metal parts down the side here, they give it some sort of strength. Yeah, I think it's cool. But yeah, we hope you enjoy. We hope everyone else enjoyed seeing it, because it's very cool. Thank you. Bye.